Hello, my name is Robert, and you're listening to Environmental Soup. And today I will talk about what's happening in City Hall on Monday the 13th. And I'm hoping to do this every weekend, maybe on Fridays or um, on Saturday or Sunday. Um, So, Forster's a closed meeting uh, that will discuss advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, tenant financing, negotiations, possible disposition of property, and awards, as there is an identifiable individual. And I should say that council and general committee meetings are typically on Mondays, and there's a what do you call it? An agenda posted in advance, and you have until 11 a.m. To register for council meetings, which are typically the last Monday of the month, and the 13th is not the last Monday. So there's still So some of these items will be you can register as a delegation by contacting the clerk's office, and it's best to contact a group uh, like Reimagine Peterborough, um, the Peterborough Field Naturalist, um, Opal Peterborough potentially. Uh, it all depends on what the group what the item is, because there's a limit of 10 delegations per item at many of the meetings, um, due to a new an, a bylaw that was passed this year. Um, at 5:45, there will be a special city council meeting to appoint Jasbo Reina as the Commissioner of Infrastructure and Planning Services as of June 14th, 2022. Um, and like a special city council meeting. That's when a final decision can be made. There will be a general committee after the closed session and a special council meeting. And there's also bylaws that can be passed at city council meetings. Unfortunately, bylaws can't be discussed as a delegation. But they can. But if you want to say something, you can always contact one of your councils in the city of Peterborough. And there are 10 reports for consideration. Some of them, or potentially all of them, might not be talked about at all, but at the city council meeting, which isn't this meeting coming up, but the next one, you can talk about that if you would like. Some of the items are there's a notice of public meeting development charge, background studies, and community benefit charge. So that's something that you might be interested in. It says that there will be a meeting on June 27th, 2022 at 5 p.m. to present the planning area specific development charges, background study, and citywide development charge background study, and to hear public delegations. And it's talking about how much to charge developments. And those environmental implications there. I don't want to change. I have my screen at a specific page, so I don't want to change that. I know that this when I exit my screen, it stops recording. I'm trying to figure out how I can reduce that. Those development charge reserve funds financial report. Those have potential environmental implications. Where the money is going, what's being spent. Then there's the Integrity Commission report. I don't really see environmental implications there, but it's still an interesting report, or potentially, and yeah, I might go. I'm starting Twitch, so we might talk about that on there. There's the Civic Awards. Potentially people environmental inspiring. Update on Bill 109 and proposed projects to improve development approval process. And I found a quote. Let's see. It's in my photos on my phone. And this is from the city staff saying this. And quote, Bill 109 fails to recognize that the planning approval process is a consultation process that includes applicants, developers, consultants, internal city divisions, external agencies, First Nations, the general public and provincial ministries working together to find local solutions to development applications. Staff are very concerned that the charges will significantly impact local decision-making and potentially move decision-making to the Ontario Land Tribunal, which creates further problems as the Ontario Land Tribunal process backlogs and processing timelines are typically longer than the municipal approval process. So what the staff are saying is that the solutions that the provincial government is making could result in longer backlogs and have the opposite impact on affordable housing. Yes, it's still going. And then the purpose of the report is to update City Council on the changes to the Planning Act, Bill 109. And those. many pages in this. So yeah, this will be, this could be its own video. A lot of detail, but I just wanted to share that one quote. It's interesting that the city staff didn't have time to comment on each individual change in the report, which is indicative of the province not engaging in proper consultations. Yeah, so there's incorporation of Peterborough Housing, Peterborough Housing Capital, Canada-wide early learning and childcare support, and affordable housing habitats for humanity. There's a report about that, and I know that non-profit organizations have contributed a lot to affordable housing. And I will see if I can pause. Yeah, so this says that I'll go back to the Bill 109. The staff was saying that changes made to the Planning Act to expedite planning approvals, penalize municipalities if decisions are not made in a prescribed time, and that's problematic if the timelines are unreasonable. So, and it's going to, if planning is done too quickly, it's going to put at risk natural spaces too much. And it's not going to respect the people living in the municipality or other concerned individuals. It also the Housing Affordable Task Force, according to this report, none of the what was it? None of the task force members are practicing professional planners who have first-hand knowledge of planning and development approvals process and the timing associated with the necessary consultation on development application. So that's very concerning that there's no expertise in the planning. And then there was 55 recommendations. I don't think that the city of Peterborough has always supported the principles of increased density. I disagree with city staff on that. And because the city did lower the density targets, and they haven't met the they haven't met the density targets until 2018. I think it was, or somewhere around there. Like there was an auditor general report on that. says the city does not support shortening the Planning Act timeframes, as many delays in the development approval process can be attributed to developers, consultants, and external agencies. Delays in the approval process cannot wholly be attributed to the city. Province-wide zoning and urban design standards ignore the fact that different communities have different needs, identities, and characters. And I actually agree with that. We can't be blaming the city for every delay that happens. That's ridiculous. And it seems to me that is what's happening. I was at a provincial debate, and they attacked the city. And I agree about the city comments that the task force recommendation of limiting public input into the planning process could be viewed as undemocratic. This assumes that public consultation only adds delay and no value to the development process. I agree with the city that public consultation has value. It's not just about delay. Those good recommendations come from the public. Yeah, so those are just some of the items mentioned in that one area. Yeah, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and that you will pay attention to what's happening in City Hall and the province.